Every day we keep getting more and more facts that show that the world is indeed a strange place and we need to constantly watch our backs. Hello to all returning subscribers. Thank you for always watching, liking, sharing, commenting. And for newcomers, if you haven't yet done so, kindly subscribe. Also like the videos. It helps the channel to grow. Well, I just stumbled upon a story on Linda Ikeji. We all know Linda Ikeji now. If you're a Nigerian, you know Linda Ikeji. Huh? So, Linda Ikeji's blog is reporting that a certain Twitter account, simply identified as @grace_undiluted, has put this information out. How do I explain to the world that a girl I kept under my roof, fed and took care of since 2018 till April 2021, when I finally left my house for her, with 7 months' rent paid, was the one who planned to have me gang raped and murdered yesterday? For anybody who might be a little bit confused about what I just read out, the lady in question is telling us that a friend of hers that she squatted, those of us who live in the highly urban areas know what that means. That's when you allow a friend to live in your home for a length of time. So she's telling us that a friend she squatted for 3 years colluded or connived with a group of people to have the person who was squatting her raped and possibly murdered. Of course, we only have her own side of the story. That said, no matter how nasty things got between them, I am suspecting that if things were so bad between them, she probably would not have left 7 months' rent for her friend to enjoy after she moved out. Because that's another part of the story. She's saying that she moved out of her apartment with 7 months' rent, still due. Still, she had 7 months' rent running. So she moved out and allowed her friend to keep staying there and enjoy what's left of the rent, probably pending when she gets her own space to move and all of this. She moved to her own space, and within a short period of time, a group of men came there, roughed her up, beat her up, and she wound up in hospital. And she decided to share the story, she said, as a teaching moment so that people will learn. And actually, a relation of mine mentioned this to me today. You see, human nature is strange. When the Bible describes human nature as being desperately evil, nothing could be more factual. It's amazing how inventively and creatively evil some people can be. It's really shocking. Regardless of whatever might have transpired between them, because when you live together, family, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, it's living together. If you're able to counter the challenges that come with living together, you know that you've both attained a certain level of maturity. You will both annoy and aggravate each other. Not because you've planned to do so, not because you're inherently bad, but because you're human and you have your own small things you do that might be okay by you and make somebody else uncomfortable. So sometimes it's not even as if you're trying to be a nuisance, but you just rub each other off the wrong way. And small things happen that leave a sour taste in the mouth. Regardless of whatever might have happened between both of them, I do not think there is anything that the lady who squatted her could have done that would have merited being raped and killed. I can't think of anything that should attract that kind of punishment. Especially in this instance, if they were on such terrible terms. For me, I'm leaving. I'll tell the landlord I'm leaving. Oh, can you reimburse me? No, I can't reimburse you. Okay, are you okay if I get a tenant who will reimburse me the money and then take? Oh, fine. That's usually how these things happen. There's no rule that says I have to dash you what's left of the rent if we're not on good terms. As they, whatever went down, that lady brought a snake into her home, and that snake lived with her for 3 years. People, we need to be mindful of the kinds of company we keep. The person you're calling a friend, this person you're referring to as a friend, what qualifies the person to be your friend? Has that person earned your friendship? Or are you one of these people for whom, whenever you share a laugh with somebody, anybody you gist with, anybody you have open communication with, anybody that you acknowledge at work is automatically your friend? Are you one of these people who's so frightened of being alone that you latch onto this person, you reveal all your family secrets, everything about yourself, you hold on to this person and make yourself vulnerable? In fact, there are people who must function in groups. If they don't have 5, 6, 7, 8 people milling around them, they are not okay. Certainly, we cannot all be introverts. I know people, the extroverts draw their strength from having people around them. That's what elevates their mood. That's what uplifts them and makes them feel good. But there is something to be said for being able to draw your strength from being alone. We don't know the full circumstances of this story, just what she has put up on her Twitter feed. Maybe they have history beyond the 3 years. Probably they do have history, and that's why she felt the urge to allow this lady to stay with her for 3 years. And there are people who can pretend. There are people who can pretend. There are people who are very, very capable of presenting themselves as one thing when they're actually something else for a period of time. And if you do not go out of your way to be particularly observant, red flags will just slip by you. Because the thing is, in many instances, you see or hear things that make you uncomfortable, that leave you scratching your head and put doubt in your mind. But depending on the level of closeness you think you have with this person, or the history you think you have with this person, you are willing to let so many things slide. Oh, she didn't really mean it that way. Oh, I'm sure that's not what she said. You constantly keep giving the benefit of the doubt, even when you see things and hear things with your own ears that make you realize that if this person genuinely cares about me, or if this person genuinely likes me, he or she wouldn't have said this, he or she would not have done this to me. That's what some of us do. We ignore red flags because we really want to be in this person's mix. We want this person around us. Maybe we enjoy the person's company. And the weird thing about human beings is that some of these people who are really bad can be great fun to be with. I don't know why. Great fun. They will always regale you with stories. They always have something refreshing to say. They know how to cheer you up when your spirit is low. In my experience, quite a number of really bad people I've encountered, male and female alike, are just great fun. They even, tell you, they will gist you about their own mess, their own messes up. And you begin to feel like, this person is letting me in on all these things because they trust me. Most of the time, they just want you to let your guard down and tell them stuff about yourself that you might ordinarily not reveal. And once they find your weakness, they use it against you. So, it's a very tragic story. And it shows that badness is not the exclusive preserve of men or women. It's not a gender or sex thing. There are good people, there are bad people. But it takes a certain degree of perception for you to be able to weed out your inner circle. Start interrogating yourself. Why is this person my friend? Is it just because we share a laugh all the time? Is it because I love this person's company? Is that all? Certainly there are layers of friendship. And you can have as many friends as you like if you're the kind of person who loves to keep company around. But the people that you confide in, the people that you bring close, the people that you bring into your mix, those ones that know you, that know your story, should be very few. Very, very few. You have social friends, the ones that you just sit and gist with. You talk politics, you talk about what's happening in this celebrity's life, you talk about just talk about the shallow stuff and move. And then you have that one or two friends that when your spirit is low, you empty yourself to them. But such people have to earn that spot. They don't earn it just because you like them. What has been your history? Are these people who in the past have shown themselves reliable? Are these people who have come to your aid when you needed help the most? Are these people who know something maybe not so beautiful about you and they've kept it to themselves? They've kept your confidence. They're not running around spreading your story. Are these people who have given you a shoulder to cry on when you needed it? Are these people who have parted with something to make your life comfortable even when they themselves were maxed out and stretched? Are these people who kept an eye out on your family when you were not there, who from time to time touch base with your family just to know how things are going? Why is this person your friend? You're so close that you feel that you can live together in one space. You see, the person you live with in the house, be that person your family member, the maid, or anybody, is somebody that can harm you because of access. They have direct access to you. That is why I always sit in wonder when I see people who treat their maids very shabbily. She sleeps on the floor, they only eat leftovers, you give them rags to wear, you don't pay them as I went you. Yeah, this person handles your children, cooks your meals, has access to your bedroom, and you are not afraid. But that's an aside. For those of us who feel like we're going to open up our personal spaces the way this lady did, it's a good thing to be kind like that. But remember, the fact that you want to be kind does not also mean that you should expose yourself to the possibility of being harmed. If somebody is distressed, and this is somebody who you don't get it, you don't know her story fully, there's no rule that says that you have to bring her inside your house. I'm so sorry about what's happening to you. I hope that you get some relief soon. I wish there was something I could do about it. I have also had people stay with me. Some of the experiences were good, some were just okay, some were downright bad. And I regret. Certainly, no names will be mentioned. But I know that one particular person that I actually reached out to, I was the one that reached out to this person and told the person to move into my house because I felt life had dealt her a very raw deal. And she was somebody I'd known. We weren't really close, but we lived in the same town. We'd gone through the same schools, at least up to secondary school. And I figured, well, this is somebody I know relatively well enough. It was a mistake. It didn't end this badly, but it's one of those decisions that if I could go back in time, is something I would not have done. This lady turned out to be, she just was not, it was a decision I should not have taken. It was a decision I should not have taken. So I understand where this lady is coming from. I'm just saying, especially for those of us who live in places like Abuja, where this whole thing of helping people with accommodation is almost a culture. If you're not comfortable, don't do it. You don't owe anybody. That's the truth.